Hello everyone. Now we are going to start actual core programming concepts. So, as you can see the title over here, from this lecture, this video, we are going to start with our control structures. Now, control structures are not only important in terms of say C programming language, but it is also used in other programming language such as Python, Java, C#, C++, etc. So, if you understand these concepts and if you know the syntax in that particular language, how to implement that, then you can easily adopt these concepts. And these are very general concepts. So, make sure that you understand it from very basics. So, as you can see over here, that what we are going to study in control structures, as you can see, that looping statement, decision making statement and jump statements, that is go to, break, continue. So we are going to study all of this inside that, and we will see that what is the difference between each of these statements and when to use these statements. I have given so many examples when I was giving an introduction, and we are also including that. But in addition with that, we are also going to perform the coding part. We will see that what is the syntax for these statements. But now, in this video lecture, we are going to talk about only decision-making statements. How decision-making statements is important, how it is used, what is the syntax for that, and what are different decision-making statements available. We are going to study all of this in this lecture. Also, as you can see, the subtopics of decision-making statements. In subtopics, as you can see, we are going to study about simple if else, if ladder, nested if, and switch statements. We will see the syntax as well as the programs as well. I'll just type the entire code in front of you so that you can understand it very well. But before going through the coding part, let me just introduce you with the flowchart part. In flowcharts, if you have seen the flowchart video, flowchart and algorithm, then you must have gone through the second example that I have given. In that example, I was printing on screen that whether student is passed or not. If the marks of students are greater than some predefined threshold, then I was saying that student passed and I was printing that on the monitor. But if not, then I was printing say student failed. That was an example. So, before doing the coding part, I would like that if you see the flowchart, the general flowchart of all of them. So, it will be very easy for you to understand the concepts. So, shall we begin that? Let's go. So, first we will be starting with simple if. And you can see the diagram over here, the flow chart for simple if. In simple if, we are considering only when the condition is true. Now, basically, before going through all of this, I would like to explain that why decision-making statements are used. Sometimes, we don't want certain code to be executed if the certain condition is false. We just want to that code to be executed if the condition is true. At that time, I have to check condition and I have to take actions according to that. I am not blindly follow the code. So in simple if, I am just focusing on the true condition. That if the condition is true, then only I am going to perform certain code. If not, then I am not bothered about that. I don't bother whether the while condition is false and what to do. So what is happening over here? In simple if the given condition is true, then the code inside the true if block will be executed. But if the condition false, then it does not go to that block of code inside the if statement, and it will just skip that code and execute the statement following the if block. We will see that in program, but right now you just understand the diagram. As you can see it over here, each diagram will start with, each flowchart will start with start. So start is there. Then after, I am checking the condition. Like you may say that user is entering an input, and based on that input, I am checking the condition. If the condition is true, then that if block statements are being executed. But if the condition is false, then it will just skip that part of if block and it will just directly execute the statement below the if statements, block of if statements. And once those statements are covered, it will just end the program. So this is how if statement is used. See, basically if statement is used when we are, it is used with loop also, and what is loop and how we can implement it. So simple if is not generally used with entirely with example like alone. It is not used alone, but it will be used with some fusion, some mixtures like with loops, arrays and all that. So simple if it contains just the statements which is to be executed if the condition is true. Now what about if else? If in if else only the modifier, you can say that it is extended version of simple if. In if else, I am also considering the statements if the condition is false. So as you can see the diagram over here, there is a little modification than simple if. All of the above functions and shapes are same for the flowchart, but in the condition part, if the condition is true, then if body is executed, but if the condition is false, then whatever written inside else body is executed. And whatever executed after that, the statement below if and else will be executed, because it are these statements are common, right? It is to be executed whether the condition is true or false. So the last part is all of it is not bother about the condition, but whatever written inside if and else blocks are considered only if the condition is true or false. So you can take an example of that flowchart which I have already taught you in the chapter of first chapter, that is flowchart and algorithm, in the part of flowchart and algorithm. So you can consider that example over here, that when students are entering the marks, I am just checking their marks whether it is greater than some different threshold or not, and based on that I will print something on screen that whether student is passed or not. Right? So this is all about if else, simple if and if. Now we are going to talk about else if ladder. What is the disadvantage of simple if or say if else? The disadvantage is I can consider only two cases, whether true or false. But this is not the real time scenario. In real time, it may happen that you need to include more than two conditions. What to do at that time? For that, we are having two choices, whether to use else if ladder or you can also go for switch statements. Now what is the difference between that and what is the different syntax is used for both of them, that I will explain when I am going to explain the program. But right now we are just focusing on else if ladder. So see, as you can see the flowchart over here for else if. In else if, first condition is checked. If the condition is true, then it will just execute that statement and it will after that go to execute the statement after the else if ladder. The statements which are general to all the program. and end the program. But what if the condition is false? If that condition is false, then it will go below that and check another condition. If that condition is true, then it will just execute their statements and finally go to the general statements which are going to be executed regardless of that conditions. And this will go on until all of my cases are covered, like all of the conditions are covered. If I give you just real-time example, then you must know about the choice filling. We have done our choice filling for colleges, right? For admission in some good college. What we have done, we have put colleges priority wise. Like say first I have put Nirma and then LJ or something like that with different branches. What exactly that site's algorithm is doing? It will just pick first college and it will check whether you are eligible to take the admission in that college with your particular merit. If yes, then it will just assign the admission in that college and just go further for the admission procedure. It will not check for another colleges, right? But what if you are not eligible to get admission in first college? Then it will go to the second college and will check that whether at your merit marks you are eligible to take admission in that college or not, the second college or not. If yes, then it will just assign that college to you and go further for the admission procedure. It will not check the remaining. So, in short, if you have done 10 choices, so it will be done for 10 choices if you are eligible only for the 10th college. Some of you might not eligible for 10 of them, but it is not the case. But I was just joking, but this is the case for ELSIF ladder. You can compare it, right? So, this is all about ELSIF. You can see the general flow chart for ELSIF over here. Now, after that, we are going to study about nested if, as you can see the diagram over here. Now, what about nested if? Nested, anytime nested loop, nested if, you are hearing this word nested, that means I am going to repeat something inside the brackets. Like, if one condition is true, then only I am going to check another condition. Otherwise, I am not going to check that. So, you can see the flowchart over here. If first condition is true, then only the second condition is to be evaluated. If first condition is true, then second condition is to be evaluated. And if it is false, then some other condition will be evaluated. We will see the example that how I can use nested if to find the maximum of 3 numbers. I will show you the program right after this, this video. So this is all about nested if. See, even if you are not understanding these concepts right now, it will be okay. When I am going to perform a program, it will be more understandable and more describable at that time. But right now, just try to go through the concepts, that what are the concepts we are going to cover in our program. Last but not the least, it's all about switch statements. Switch statements are basically used when we are having so much cases. So it is similar to ELSIF ladder, but how the syntax and all part are differ, we will see it in the program. So instead of just conditions, we are putting cases over here. Case 1, case 2, or like kind of cases, different cases. If that case is true, then that particular statement is going to execute and we will just see this, you can see this flowchart. This is similar with the ELSIF ladder. But the syntax is different and we are going to use cases. So how I can use switch statement, that I am going to cover in my next lecture. We will perform so many programs for that, and I hope you understand this lecture, right? We have covered if, simple if else, ELSIF ladder, nested if and switch, flowcharts of all of them. It may ask in exam to write a flowchart for all of them or write a short note on that. So you can just see whatever I have talked to you, you can just write that. You can just write the simple formula for that. I am going to, general formula you can include in that question if more marks are included. And I am going to express the formulas in my next lecture. I hope you enjoy the class. And if you have any doubt, you can just comment below the comment section. I will make sure that I clear your doubt. See you in the next lecture. Thank you so much.